Um, you know, it's unfortunate to see the effort, or let's say lack thereof, what's going on with these New York Knicks. I really don't know. It's a lot of different schools of thought here where we're starting to believe over here, at least at Crush Mike's, I'm seeing a common denominator. And the common denominator throughout the years, by far, don't shoot the messenger. It's got to be the owner. Like I have to believe. Shout out to James Dolan that he's not letting these guys coach because there's just no way to me that you know what's on the line as uh Mike Brown. You know what's on the line as the Knicks players. Pretty much everybody was on a trading block except for Jalen Brunson. And somehow during the trade deadline at least, and somehow we managed to just be laying eggs now. These games, these last three games, lackluster. I can't even say that throughout this season we have consistently done things that make you believe that we are the team or the Knicks are the team that was talked about in the preseason, that was predicted to win after Tatum got hurt, at the Halliburton went down. Um, this is not the same team. This is not the same squad. Um, this is not what we anticipated. The struggles are getting even worse, and we're in a tough one. Tonight we're playing another game, and we are playing who the heck who the heck are the Knicks playing tonight? I know the Memphis Grizzlies. This is said to be a must-win game against the Grizzlies. Um, by some of but I don't think so. For the simple fact that you win this game, what does that mean? You beat the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant. That doesn't put you back on track. Doesn't mean you're back looking like contenders and you figured it out. Jalen Brunson can't play when Cat's getting starting to get in the flow of the game. Cat can't play when Jalen Brunson's getting in the flow of the game. And everybody else seems to be lost. Everybody else seems to be completely lost in the concept of what they should be doing, how they should be doing it. And it's just, it's very disappointing to watch, considering the expectations that were set before the season. It's no way that when you look at some of these games that you say you guys were 15 points worse than this team. This team had your number. You couldn't have made an adjustment here and got a win. There's so many spots in which when you watch the Knicks play these days, where you see it's an opportunity to win here. There's an opportunity for somebody to get a pick, somebody to get open, somebody to get some open shots. There's an opportunity to press and trap and like to play against a Houston Rockets team that has no for real definitive ball handlers and you don't get pressure on the ball to the point where that creates at least 15 points, 10 to 15 points for you. off of turnovers and indecisiveness. Um, I don't know what as a coaching staff or as a team, what the possible mission could be at that point. Because if we know the other team doesn't have a dominant ball handler playing where it should be a struggle to get everybody else in the offense that plays, that should be an automatic, to me, an automatic problem. Whether we know it's going to be a win or not will be based upon other factors. But for that to not be one of the things that we can say going into the game, all right, they don't have a definitive ball handler. That's a point of attack. It's not. It's not. These first halves, like I said during the pregame the other day, terrible. First half's terrible. The fact that we're laying complete eggs in the first half, and then for whatever reason, Carl Anthony Towns can't seem to get involved in no part of the offense in the first half. The first half is a total wash with Carl Anthony Towns. I don't understand it because we're literally 5 games away from the end of the regular season. The playoffs start in what, another week or so? Like, and we're just not looking good at all in New York. So it's just disappointing because we can't continue to talk about these draft picks. We can't continue to say, well, if we hadn't trade 5 first round draft, let's stop talking about that. It makes no sense to continue to bring that up at this point. That is of no help to us as a organization. That's no help to us as a team going forward. We can't worry about that. The only thing that we can be concerned with right now is how can we get everybody on the same page to get a conscious effort to consistently know who's going to be on the floor from game to game, to have an execution, not the same plan every game, but something to say, okay, they're doing this. This is the action that we've practiced, multiple options for different things, different scenarios. I don't see that. I see us coming out every game with the same approach. We're gonna give the ball to Jalen until he can't, and then we try to figure out whoever else might have it. And it's just not it. This is why I say I think it goes down to Dolan. I just don't think that Mike Brown came to New York City to give Jalen Brunson the ball, excuse me, and say my whole career in New York is going to rest on whether Jalen Brunson can beat every team by himself. It's hard for me to believe that. And then his father is still on the coaching staff. Shout out to Rick Brunson. These things are not personal with us. It's just I can't help but to see what I see. And it's like there's no way you're gonna tell me these were the only answers or are the only answers for what's going on now. These guys look disinterested. They don't play with any pride. They haven't played with any pride all year long. When you know you're going to Sacramento, your coach's place that just fired him, you would think you would route them. When you know you're playing against Detroit saying we want to beat the crap out of you, you want to route them. When you're playing against the rival teams, we might have beat the fortnight out of the Nets one time, but realistically, the next time we almost lost when the Nets decided to take some pride into it, and their roster is putrid. So I'm really at a loss. I and it doesn't start with this elaborate playbook. It definitely starts with just energy and effort. If we could just get the consistency of energy and effort each game, we could start talking about something. But we gotta see it. We got to see it. We got to see the energy and effort. We got to see guys running through screens. We got to see guys moving out the ball. We got to see guys contesting shots. We got to see guys doing everything they can to play team basketball and to get the best, most high percentage shot every single possession. Not some, but every single possession, chucking up threes, blaming just one guy or blaming. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So we'll see what happens tonight. Um, let's see what happens tonight against the Grizzlies. There's no even reason to break out any stats for the Grizzlies because realistically, we all know this is a depleted roster. They're tanking. Um, they can care less about this game. This is more of a, to me, this is a uniform scrimmage to me. Like this game, whether you win or lose means nothing to me. If you win, okay, you should have won. If you lost, you're just spiraling back down to what you are looking like right now. So it's time for these guys to do some soul searching from A to Z, from the top, from the brass to the to the bench, man. Even the water boy. Water boy got to make sure you are you making sure that the water cooler is cool enough and making sure people hydrate. Like, man, this is serious. The concession stand, man, is you giving the people the food on time so they can get back to their seats so they can cheer and have the most. Like everybody that has to do with the New York Knicks symbol and that team in some capacity right now is on the carpet. Y'all are on the clock. We got to see something different, man, because we go into this off season and we lost like the first or second round. People are going deaf. And I don't want to see them with all of these nationally televised games next year and be getting their boots smoked if nothing drastic happens. I'm just disgusted. So disgusted. We'll see what happens after this Grizzlies game, man. We'll check back in, man. Hopefully we beat the Grizzlies by 1,000. And I don't know. Got to start treading in the right direction though, because it's not looking good. But until then, guys, we'll keep it pushing it, and hopefully we got a good post game report tonight based upon the Knicks doing what they were supposed to do and taking the trash out. Till then, Kate.